Disney List Time, talking about all things Disney parks from coast to coast, all things that we like, some things we might be critical of. This week, the Disney List is all about what sort of elements make for your perfect Disneyland day. We do have a wonderful team here with us. Sabina Graves, friend of the show, film and theme park journalist. We also have Tyler and Katrina out at Disneyland Resort and Garrett Hassel at the Orlando International Airport. All here to share with us the various things that make their Disneyland day so special. We're going to jump out to Tyler and Katrina first and ask them specifically what elements, and now that they have been to Disneyland's reopening day, I should say, what elements make their perfect Disneyland day. Katrina, let's start with you. What's on your list?
Okay.
All
so the few things that make my day so much cooler is actually cooler weather. I know it sounds really silly, but it really helps when you have like a decent weather where you can like bundle up and not die of heat, and you just need just Gatorade over Gatorade, because yesterday at Disneyland was pretty toasty. It was very hot. We're not used to it yet.
That's true.
My second one,
I have some sunburn.
I know, we definitely bring sunscreen now. The weather is heating up, people. Cover up. So then my next one would be, honestly, right now was actually yesterday was a really great day because of low park attendance and there was no fast passes really. So it actually really made us enjoy and really love the rides. So you're able to just ride after ride and just not have to wait over and over and over again. Because I think that's like the hard part of a lengthy day at Disneyland, that get parents and like kids and just everybody just anxious and angry. You're tired, you're hot, you're just standing in a line that never moves. So yesterday was actually like a beautiful day. We were just like moving nonstop in lines, getting rides done, boom, boom, boom. And then last and certainly not least, if I was able to eat a limited amount of calories in a day, I would just eat all over Disneyland.
Yeah.
I would get my Monte Cristo, I would get popcorn, and then just keep eating, there's like so many great places. Eat a cookie at Jolly Holiday, what have you, ribs, the floats over at Tropical Hideaway, just all day, just eating, riding rides, and then you're just bundled up with the cool weather, so you have no chances of sunburn or anything. That would just be like the best day ever.
So perfect. Eat it up. Heck yeah. Very good. Tyler, what about you? Your favorite, most needed elements for a perfect Disneyland day?
Sure. I feel like mine are pretty simple, to be real, and maybe they're not the most exciting, but I feel like they're just, it's kind of it's the basics, right? So for me, I just want to be able to do a number of rides and just like kind of go around and just whatever feels like we should be doing it, we do it. I'm not necessarily the guy that likes to plan everything, so I kind of like the idea of just walking in and being like, hey, that line looks pretty short, let's go do that. So I think that's a lot of fun. And even though earlier in the show I was talking about how Fast Pass should be gone, if they're going to bring it back, I feel like Max Pass is actually something that I'm going to require on a really fun Disneyland day, just because, again, getting to the front of those lines easily and not having to go to the Fast Pass machines and just doing it directly on your phone, it has saved so much time for us in the past. So that's definitely, when they finally bring Fast Pass back, which we know they will, I'm going to have to go with Max Pass. And then for me too is just, it's kind of with Katrina, where I just feel like a big part of my day at the Disneyland Resort in general, and Disneyland, maybe this is a cheaty answer because I kind of like to go out of the park and kind of I always like to have some nice meal when I'm at Disneyland. So that's kind of, to me, that's like a big part of the day, even though I'm sure a lot of people could care less. I just love dining at Disney restaurants. I think they're a lot of fun. And the service is always impeccable. The people are always great. And the food is usually pretty spectacular. So
Usually.
Usually, exactly. So those are kind of my big go-to things. I think that just having fun doing rides in a non kind of scheduled way, and then having a nice little meal to top it all off. Sounds like a great day to me.
What delightful elements those are. Absolutely. And we'll turn it on over to Garrett Hassel, our Florida reporter at the Orlando International Airport, where you come and join long TSA lines just to get yourself into your flight. That is the spot. He's in front of, it looks like, the Disney store there. Sir, Disneyland, what are your must-do elements?
So you've heard about it many times before if you've watched the show in the past, but the number one thing on my list for a must-do to make it a perfect day, I need to see Main Street lit up at the twilight hour. It's just, that makes, if I don't see it, my day's good. It's just not as good as it would have been. So I love that, where you're walking down Main Street, the sun's setting, but then all the lights are on. It just creates this atmosphere that I love. So the atmosphere plays a major part. For me, I've got to do pretty much 3 attractions in Disneyland to make it feel like a worthwhile day. Pirates of the Caribbean, Indiana Jones Adventure, and then finally, Haunted Mansion. If I do those 3, I'm smooth sailing, because those are my favorite attractions. I love them, and it just makes it so worthwhile for me. Like, if I go on other attractions, awesome, but those are the 3 that really gave me a rich experience as a child there. Like, those are the 3 things that I associate with Disneyland Park more than anything else. Because I never used to watch the fireworks, really. I never used to, watch the Dapper Dans. But those attractions, we would always do those 3 first. And after that, it was a good day regardless of whether we left early or came back. And then probably the third element, or the third thing to make my Disney Park day just so worthwhile, is just, I love the different sounds and smells. The atmosphere really takes it in, because I don't get to go to Disneyland all that often, and it has a different feel than Magic Kingdom does, or Walt Disney World. So when you're walking down Main Street, you smell the vanilla and you hear all the different sounds. It encapsulates the entire day, and it's just like, man, here you're in a different world entirely, and it just makes you feel so happy and relaxed. And Disneyland holds a very special place in my heart. And because I don't get to experience it as much anymore, it's even more special now than when I was younger, where I used to be able to go a couple times a year. So if you've never experienced any of those things, especially the lights at twilight hour, you got to do that. It's a main attraction that no one knows about.
A sucker for those twilight lights, you bet.
Yes.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And Sabina, elements that make your perfect Disneyland day?
I'm with Tyler and Katrina. Definitely food is a really big, motivating thing whenever I'm at the Disney parks. Having accessibility to gluten-free options, whether or not I'm getting a reservation at Cafe Orleans, or if I'm getting over there early and trying to have a Ronto wrap without the wrap. I call it my Ronto Scramble.
Oh, there you go.
Which isn't available right now, and I'm like, why?
Wrapless Ronto?
Wrapless Ronto with the eggs. That's such a huge thing, honestly. I usually go with either my husband or with annual pass holder friends, but I also really love going with friends who have never been. I think that's also that completely changes my essential Disney day, because then I want to make sure that they experience as much as they can, and getting there really early and going through catering to, or curating and catering to what they would want to do. That makes me really excited, and honestly that's something I've been thinking a lot about over the past year. Just a few friends that I've made over this time too who've never been, and I'm like, I can't wait to show you this place. But personally, yes, it's food. And for me, just on a day that it's just myself and my husband, it's I will figure my day around the Haunted Mansion. If the line is long when we get there, I'll go and, like Garrett, find whatever has a shorter line and go and do that, and just circle until we reach a sweet spot of a shorter line at Haunted Mansion.
We'll find
and then do it. That is, I do at least hit 3 rides and then call it a day.
Very good. Yeah, terrific elements indeed. And of course, we're always interested as to what you all have as elements that make up your perfect Disneyland day. What does a perfect Disneyland Park day look like for you? As always, leave it in the comment section just beneath this video. Always interested in hearing your perspective.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.